Well, it's not going to be just once, but Lightning striking twice. First 2 maps of this series. A total dismantling of NA's favorite coming out from All Knights. I mean, when we saw the first map here, Pee-wee, it was a strong statement. Could they back it up? The answer was yes. I mean, M80, they tried a new idea, going back to something that was old but gold, and it wasn't it.
10 seconds.
Yeah, you know that part where I was like, for M80, it's not a slump, it's a fluke, right? I take it back. I did have the craziest cope though going into that second half. I was like, okay, M80 are down 3-9. Guess what happened yesterday? M80 with a double sentinel on Ascent. Similar vibes of a lot of sentinels, right? They were down 3-9 when their attack sucked, as it would with a lot of sentinels, and they came back and won against Galores. So I was like, watch this, everybody. This defense is about to pop. And I meant it in a good way, and it actually happened in a bad way. Turns out that, you know, the sentinels, they slow the Neon down, but it doesn't stop them. They just, AK just ran them down.
It was a little rough. I mean, my biggest question when we saw M80 go back to this triple senti that we've seen coming out from Challengers was, is this enough to stop Dante? Is this enough to stop the rest of the team? And M80, again, even leading with these first kills, AK, what they've gotten to show has just been absolutely phenomenal. I was worried after the matches yesterday that knocked them down into this lower finals in the first place, but this turnaround that they've had, Vans, the dimension that this team has had, these kills that they're getting, they're absolutely popping off. I mean, this has been crazy in the best way.
Yeah, it's been looking so good for All Knights. I mean, you're still playing the 2 best maps that All Knights have been bringing into this tournament, and you're playing those 2 maps first. So you're getting that out of the way here for M80. That's my copium right there, right? Haven and Lotus, All Knights always looked very good regionally and pretty decent going into Ascension right now. But when you look at how All Knights played against that triple sentinel, it was actually quite good. I mean, when my big question mark again, and the same thing that Y was mentioning before too, was when you're playing this composition in North America with this triple sentinel, there was a lot of room that was given over for M80 to be able to really unload most of their utility on the attack side, which, as you could tell from a Sage Wall to a Barrier Mesh, it should be able to set you in good positions for a post plant. But the thing is they haven't really played against this composition that Dante's bringing out, maybe a little bit from the Oxygen, because I remember seeing a Breach in there, but overall, the Breach and the Neon to go into the fast retakes into these post plant scenarios when you don't have too much utility left for the stall, and no utility to break, to create space, because you don't have nades, right? So it really allows All Knights to slide across and get all these picks.
I mean, you're talking about for All Knights, we've seen the best 2 maps. If you're kicking off the series, you're getting a little bit of that NA cope. And we've seen with all the experience they've had in these best of 5s, getting knocked down to a position where it was close on the qualifying. They were ups against right at Esports to then lose the next 3. But with how All Knights has been playing today, I don't know how far that cope is going to go. There's a couple of rounds that want to go back on. And first, this 6 and 7, because everyone has been really, really stepping up. And first off, Adverso, someone who yesterday is wrong. Wrong map. This is wrong map. We don't have to. Don't do Dismal like that, guys. Don't do Dismal like that. No, forget it. Not that one.
And sorry to cut you, but it does bring to a similar point, though, when you're looking at it now here, as we'll have it queued up. This is just looking at the time that was remaining to get the pick. So when you first started this game for M80, it looked like it was going to be a strong M80 map because they won pistol, they were able to work around the map. They forced the hand here of All Knights pushing more individually in pistol rounds to get information, and then boom, you're getting picked. But then what happens after that is they have weaponry to work with, they have their trips set up, they have all the setups for the defensive side, but it wasn't really being moved in to get broken up or to really work the map on the side of M80. So it then becomes a moment where you're burning on the clock, you're being stressed out, you realize now you have ults, you want to up the tempo a little bit more, but when you up the tempo, you're playing right into the playstyle of All Knights right there.
And I mean, there's the clips from Reverso and the pop-off, and we're getting ready to get into the next one, but there is also Sabando with these paranoias. So good. Yeah. A little bit of fault from M80 not being able to check the corners because of that, and Dante popping off. And now we're going into a sunset where this was close last time, Jen. M80 took it, but M80 aren't performing on the day, and All Knights frankly has.
Yeah, if you at least try to forget the sunset that happened against 2G, where the sunset was the third map, and All Knights lost 13-4. That was the worst we've seen All Knights in all of Ascension, just running out of gas at the finish line. And then you think about Sunset, where M80 felt like they were going to lose that against Galores based on just their history, and a weaker point in M80's map pool has been Sunset, but then they won Sunset 13-9 against Galores yesterday. So you hope that they can M80 can bounce back, but this is not M80. This is looking like M79 out there. I don't know, but this is not the team that are supposed to be the tournament favorites.
That's exactly it. If we can see the M80 that we've known that we expected coming into this, there is that turnaround. But no, going into the Blacklight Agent Select, we'll have to see it here. And I mean, Vans, we got surprised last time around. It didn't work out. We're going back to old.
2 points of copium right here for M80. Again, just as you mentioned before, All Knights, when they played the regional finals against Reta, they won both Haven and Lotus and then got reverse swept. But now Sunset's in the map pool. And the other point of copium for M80 was that they tweaked their defensive side, which really shut down Sato on this Neon play as well. So there is a chance potentially to turn it around here for M80. So Sean Garrison, chat, it's time to cue back that Dumb and Dumber clip. I think that there is a chance.
I mean, last time these two teams met right early on in groups, All Knights, they couldn't close out the map so close, but now they have the opportunity not just close out this map, but the series, go on to get up into the grand finals. We'll have to see if they can do it. Head back on over to our casters, Uber and Wyatt, for Sunset.
Thank you, folks. Yes, we heard from Xander today in the interview saying we made some key changes to how we play Sunset. We feel like that gave us a huge edge over Glorious in that matchup. And frankly, there are a lot of things that they did well there. Xander was, dominant, and Koala Noob also was 6-1, first kill, first death. So very, very active, very involved in the early rounds there. So again, we'll see that strategy likely revolve around him getting good use out of an operator if he's able to buy it up to deal with his contact pushes. But I mean, we just can't ignore the last couple of maps, Wyatt. The amount of momentum that All Knights, M80 were flattened.
If you're an M80 fan, you better hope that Xander is oh so serious when he says that. Right now in the series, Dante is plus 22 on kills as the Neon. And he's going for the trifecta to finish things out 3-0. The second seed from LATAM. Besting the team that everyone had favored coming into this tournament, coming into this year even.
Looks like M80 are requesting a evacuation of All Knights players from the site there. They disrespect the one way over towards long and they move in pretty quickly. Tingshoff happy to give a little bit of that ground, but now he needs to play from behind these annoying one-ways that Xander will set up. And there's going to be a flood of players coming out from Blink here. Koala Noob had best be ready. A lot of presence here on the side. Dante fake peeks it, checks it, a little feint, and slides in. BCJ taken down, but Koala Noob needs to be able to stand up. The latter, though, picked off as he tries to find that off angle towards Link. And Koala finds 3 in the round. That is big, and it's a great start for M80. Hard to shake off the last couple of maps, but this is how you do it, round by round.
That is the kind of situation where M80 normally thrive. Haven't yet in this series, but finally for them, a glimmer of hope. One of those moments where you're playing a big 5 versus 5, something that they could have really spent the time getting so well drilled, and have, and they show that they have very consistently, just not in this series, but right there, swinging off of each other, nicely set up crossfires, denying that effort to get back in through Link from All Knights. Koala Noob with the Vandal in hand, and for the first time, it feels like M80 have gotten even the tiniest, smallest bit of momentum, or not even momentum, just something in their favor in this series, something that they can just feel any bit happy about.
Tingshoff's camera there, almost invisible in that position, but they are not going to see this walk up in mid. Couple pings go there. Tingshoff moves his camera around. Again, if you play close to the wall, you can't be seen, and there was no way Adverso was going to be ready for that. Nice take of mid here. Dante classically able to find 2. Probably won't be much more than that to speak of in this round, though, as Sabando comes in late with a smoke in his way via Link. It's nicely read by M80. A part of the map that there was no AK controller.
Cleaned up by Net, and the important guns will remain available to M80. Net bringing in that Ghost and leaving with the Bulldog. Finally something for M80. a little bit of time off between the last map to reset the mental, hopefully, for the M80 fans. I mean, that is the biggest aspect of this series right now for them. I have not seen a team look so mentally crushed as they did on that prior map. I'm still really hanging on to what BCJ had said towards the end. Right now, they look to be taking B main fast. It's a trap setup.
Paranoia, quick TP away there. They weren't quite quick enough. Xander at least got out of trouble. BCJ left behind. In the meantime, you might see Adverso look to continue shoulder checking mid to see if that's the next avenue for M80. It's definitely slowed the attackers up.
And all the while over towards that A site, Nico Machine had pushed up. He had thrown a Prowler out and broken the tripwire of net. So M80 could be feeling potential pressure from the opposite side of the map. And due to that, they're just walking into B, but Xander for 2, but that's just not enough.
I had to bail them out. Dante as well, with an audible, thinking maybe that was the moment there'd be some pressure from mid. Maybe that would have been better. But it was too slow for net, who couldn't get control of that part of the map and opted instead to passively control it with the camera. So what is the chance for a crunch to market now? Net simply has to walk up and with 35 seconds, find the best place to go. Quick check at the cam there. Might have spotted Adverso in mid, but they have shut that market door. And this is Net's only real chance at the round. A long walk to A.
Yeah, just going to have to full sprint. All Knights more than content just playing together with the 3. Winning this out. I'm going to tell you right now, Mitch, if Net wins this 1v3 clutch, they better be goddamn screaming like BCJ asked on the last map.
Probably feel like it's hard to get ahead of themselves. And they don't want to overheat. But at some point, you really need to find a little bit of energy. Can Net give it to them? He hears the steps. There's a lot of pings over towards that spawn area. They know, oh my! Okay. Dante flattened there. ADS from Net. Claims the kill. He knows he can get 1v1s here. Nico gets it to half. And Net can't quite get there. Oh, that's a heartbreaker for M80. But an expensive round for All Knights.
That is a heartbreaker. I mean, what a moment that would have been, but still some great work done by Net. Just getting the spike down, getting that additional cash, and keeping All Knights credits really in the dumpster. So all things considered, not a bad bonus round by any means for M80. If they take this next, the economy is completely in shambles for All Knights. In fact, they might even be hard-pressed to buy now. We'll have to see when we get back into things.
Yeah, money's not great.
No, it's not. They just can't even afford to buy. So M80 have a chance now to get a 3rd on the board to actually build their own economy. Keep rolling towards some of those ultimates, rather. You know, get BCJ close to that crash. Start to get some movement as far as that goes. Crucial when you're running the Gecko to keep that ultimate coming.
It's definitely a little late as far as attacking Geckos go, to be fair. I don't think BCJ has had much chance to plant. He actually got picked off at the start of round 2.
Who's next?
All right, here's the Dizzy that is going to force off the angle now. Dimensional drift for Koala Noob, who has been getting those ultimate orbs. Check the site, clear the corners, and open the way here for M80 to set up.
I'm back.
So full post plant now set up for All Knights. Dante can definitely slide on him with his overdrive. Wouldn't put it past him.
No, certainly not. That duo of ultimates, the Dimensional Drift and the Thrash, really are kind of the linchpin of this M80 Sunset attack. They try to get them both active as much as possible. BCJ planting in the orbs, going the way of Koala Noob. This is a nice little setup. Paranoia ready to go towards Link, and BCJ ready to fight off of it.
Here comes Dante. Already, but nobody to see on the side. Where are they all? And Lane is well and truly off of it. He's mowed down. Xander, those able to at least fight it back here. At the overwhelm in towards Halls. That is big. Still, the defuse is an issue. The ping out there, I think, of Nico Machina was low. We have an aggressive TP forward now by Xander, who wants to fight. And they get what they came for, M80. Nicely done. That's 4 attacking rounds posted for them. Or rather, 3.
Finally, some life, man. Watching a sentient team. That's a great post plan, especially against Dante's overdrive. Playing off-site, not allowing themselves to be in that close range where they might get connected onto by a fault line or the relay bolt. They really just bait him into overextending. playing fully off-site and then collapsing back in. That little reposition from Xander playing with net into the 2v2. Great micro decision from him.
And that's maybe what they would talk about when it comes to these adjustments. How to stop these explosive retakes from All Knights. I'm calling attack pause here because they have been forced to give up the site on a number of occasions. There's a sense that in that round, they don't have much choice. Dimensional drift is not something they want to hang around for. They need to play away from it. They need to play retake there. Not every round that was going to involve one of those ultimates that basically just claim the site instantly. And All Knights need to decide if they are willing to fight forward, fight in the site, or continue giving it up and trying to go for these retakes. Now that Dante essentially can be leashed a little bit by M80 to give him just enough rope to hang himself with in terms of the space he's allowed to have on these sites.
And if this is the map where they can finally figure out how to shut him down, luckily for the rest of this series, not particularly great Neon maps. It would be Icebox and Abyss. Can finally get this man off that agent. They just need one map win here.
Will reveal their
Sunset really is the Neon's playground.
I will say that, in those LATAM finals, it was the non-Neon maps where All Knights started to struggle.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they straight up in that BO5, won with Neon, lost without it. Wow, Quality, fast pick on the Tinch off. This is the full buy.
Okay. Clone going to be taken there. Relay bolt, huge amounts of damage eaten by Dante. And Dandy here, back of sight. Nismo's going to be there as well. It's crawling with M80 players. I think you're saving.
I don't really believe there's any other option,
okay.
Right? I mean, 2 versus 5, it's just that fast. It's just that easy. Koala catches Tinchoff totally out of position on that rotate into market. Free kill, no trips, all right, time to go. And they scale into the site, punish all the players back pillar. It's just that simple. M80 playing with some gusto, actually playing with a proactive mind.
I mean,
so far in this game.
There's also a round where AK don't give up that B side. They try and stand. They try and fight for it. They're not really able to get like a double stack over towards, B main. Like they, I think, had one of those earlier rounds where they are able to trade upwards. And there's no pressure from M80 through mid as well. It's just straight up on the site. So it's nice to see that M80 can still play to that kind of win condition here. One that requires a heck of a lot of composure.
Let's go.
And that coordination at this stage in the series. And they're clawing them back, folks. 4 attack side rounds. They've got to be happy with it. They don't look like they're happy with themselves yet.
Generous?
They're putting in the work.
Yeah, and this is the situation now where, that Katamari ball can really start rolling for M80, where they're about to pick up a couple more ultimates. Nismo was just one off the Rolling Thunder. They do have the Thrash for BCJ. This is another big opportunity for them. And in fact, they've just been getting so many kills that still this economy for All Knights has never been able to grow past one full buy at a time. Dante's got a lot of space in B main for the team at the very least, so maybe they can close the gap and stack with these bad weapons over on the A site. It certainly looks like they want to do that. And Unico Machine is on the way with his Stinger.
Shoulder peek there, baited Verso up. He doesn't dare try and post up on the corner here. And Thrash is going to have him turning tail and running. Nico Machine nominated to try and deal with the Interloper. And he gets caught out. Good pace again for M80. They're going fast. They know they got the better weapons. Koala pins Nico to the wall. Dante Diaz in Palm Springs apparently for the weekend. Yeah, nothing for him to do. As again, that economy has been so up and down for this team.
Trying to reposition right now. I thought he was just going to be over there enjoying the beach, maybe soaking up the sun a little bit. But he actually kind of wants to go exploring. Have to see. I mean, M80 can certainly afford to go for this. He does get the first and tries to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, Dante's the one that can buy next round either way, so fair enough. Okay, some energy now. We like to see that.
I know, some genuine excitement for the first time. Finally for M80.
I mean, M80 have now gotten more maps in this one than either of the others. And it's a really healthy lead on this attack side. And it looks pretty fluid, right? The way they're moving is, look at where the kills happen in this replay. Like, they are pushing up. They are taking those fights. They are not allowing All Knights to develop a foothold. They're not even allowing them to fall back for a full retake either. That Thrash, I think, maybe threw a spanner in the works for All Knights. They sort of cleared it with Nico, and they were sort of forced to stand and fight. And Averso was in theory supposed to play off Nico, who only had a stinger, but that didn't happen. They both got rolled. All right, mid control. Nice fault line. Being run into well. Koala Noob gets himself into market now, but it will be a counter fault line from top of mid from All Night. Beautiful. I mean, that's a position where Dante can really abuse the one way, but he's denied that now with the Rolling Thunder.
Centers made the cross as well. I mean,
TP'd.
no overdrive, and they have to retake with this operator on Dante.
A little awkward. You might want to hand it over to someone else here and get a rifle. That's the 1-for-1. Okay, here comes a Nightfall with Xander. What timing! What initiative! Takes the opportunity for a very good fight. But Dante now still dangerous. He has handed the operator over, or dropped it rather, but eventually he is brought to a stop. Xander is firing just like their last outing on Sunset. And what a time to do it.
Oh, what was that little shot at the end? Was that just a one-tap to clean things up? And Pryor calling that double swing to fight stairs. Lovely from Xander. Fast, mid-split, mixing in something different on a crucial round. Winning, getting ults out of All Nights as well. And I believe they've already now got the dimensional drift for Koala Noob. M80 really are very focused on the ult economy when they play Sunset. We were speaking about that before, but it really is kind of the crux of their success here. And there it is, yeah, the dimensional drift. Just to make things a bit easier on this round, Koala Noob. Wow, teleports and Nico Machine just put it in an awkward position because of it.
He tried
3-1 for Xander.
Nico Machine thought that was a free kill. That was the literal clone, my brother. So he swung into a fault line and tried to find an easy swing kill with the stinger wide, but that was all a ruse. Subando 1 kill for the map so far. Not looking himself here.
Let's press up into B main again. They've done some prior rounds when it's offered up for free, and it's going to be the re-clear. There's that dimensional drift.
All right.
Does Koala Noob check? Yes, he does. He spots the leg of Dante, and now into the fault line, in a lot of trouble on the run.
That was wild. That wasn't even a clone at the start of the round. I think that was actually a TP out by Koala Noob. That is crazy that he gets the kill off that. And so we see All Nights here really doggedly try and defend that B site. M80 now. Up into mid they go. They can have an easy top mid wrap here. The issue maybe is Adverso, who's already pushed off the A side long since. You won't see too much except maybe a backstab opportunity on Netgear, who's in tiles. Those two ships are about to collide. Not watching for it. So it's a weapon recovered for Adverso now. Only Vandal on the field. Koala Noob, though, trying to respond. Adverso finds another one. Starting to pull at the threads of this M80 sweater. Rolling Thunder as well for the retake. And a player advantage despite weakened weaponry for All Nights. Great can. In comes Dante, swings and is pounded by Xander. The one player to stop momentum in a big way here. Can Adverso get ahead of this? Yes. BCJ brought down. Rolling Thunder rendered him impotent. And now it is only Xander left. Low health is Adverso. Now Xander needs to swing. Look for Sabandu. Comes in with the stinger. Big damage up front. And All Nights, they scrape themselves another round here on this defense side.
M80 going to be kicking themselves for that, but I don't think that will deal the mental damage to kind of break down the walls that they've been able to mend so far in this game. Frustrating nonetheless, though. In a situation where they've lost every bit of map control, they really just can't afford to be spread in any way, as Net and Koala Noob were disconnected. And Net should have been feeling a lot more uncomfortable in that position than he was. Everyone really needed to gather up together. But still, the lead is there. I do want to point attention to this operator from Dante and the matching one from Koala Noob as the door shuts on any potential of them having an engagement in mid, at least for the time being.
I mean, that tells me that All Nights do not want to retake. Controlling top mid here. Nico Machine on one side, Adverso on the other. First opportunity, but the operator peers in. Oh man, that's nice from M80. They've cleared top mid now, knowing they're going to be pulling at least one player out of position. They'll head over to A.
That looked like it was even just a bit of pre-fire from Nismo.
Watch them run.
Nicely handled, and now they just need to play together to clean things up. Yep, a little teleport, little bit of information. It's just Tinchoff playing Link, smoked off. you know, at best would maybe get one with a trip if he's so lucky. This is a spot from Subando, but caught out from Nismo. So aware.
Not even sure how he sees that. It was almost a shrug there from Koala Noob. And again, now with this operator, it's pretty awkward. Not really a retakeable situation here for All Knights. Full strength M80 around in which that money is going to continue to build. And now they're displaying a level of dominance that we saw from All Knights on those last couple of maps. Finally, feels like they've managed to right this ship. It's a long series, folks. A best of 5, of which we're in map number 3 here. And M80 have begun the comeback.
Mixing the rounds up nicely. They're keeping All Knights guessing. Dante stunned up. He's got the up close range, and he's fully blinded by Dizzy. I mean, he's trying so hard to live.
Neon, very reasonable. Very.
Might be a few too many M80 players.
Hard to catch on to. But that was the operator that Dante was trying to take into the next round. Again, they really wanted to play forward, have this good, like, solid top mid control. And it's just awesome fundamentals, really. The operator swing onto that angle from Koala Noob first, and then they broke the top mid hold entirely. That means that at that point, they can really go anywhere. And they make the informed decision by checking B lobby. They see Dante's there, and they know there's no reason not to hit A.
Place broken immediately. Wow, so much spam through, and Net's the one that goes down, not Dante. Subando on the run as well to retain the early man advantage that they've gotten, and with Net going down, M80 scrambling. They could be pushed out of A right now for all they know.
Again, it's still a relatively defensive stance over at A. All Knights have a camera set up in hall, so they have no intent to really challenge that. Maybe play off its contact. There's a trip there too. Hello. This phone booth is occupied.
I must wait
on that swing. Spotted by the camera. Another layer. There's a trip. Okay, first one wants to play off his own fault line. Good damage onto Nismo. That is going to send M80 packing over to B now.
Got that main control, Subando. Unfortunately for M80, the one man with the rifle is on the side. Here, damage comes through, and Nico Machine with the swing. You've got to be joking. It's just Nismo with no health, all alone.
Gun to his name, but can afford to lose it here, especially if it keeps a lid on things for All Knights. But there's nothing else to be done here. Nico Machine dominates mid, and a flawless round here for All Knights. Getting their third. They definitely look a bit more subdued now, but as they should. They're getting some real resistance, finally, from M80.
The 2 rounds that have been lost in any recency from M80 were the rounds where All Knights were able to, in some way, destroy the trip over on A side, have that removed, and it was also an eco round both times. It's just been ecos. We're getting very late into the half, obviously, and M80 are on the precipice of just having a litany of ultimates to try and at least get that 8th on the board, if not now, but the next.
A mid control set up for M80 now. Threatening another one of those nasty overruns into top mid. Hey, well, they're throwing up the util to indicate that. Okay, so they're going to go over towards this A side here. Koala Noob did sort of throw a gate crash away, signaling something else. Here's a burst, so good fault line. Doesn't stop. Wingman, no one's there, just pops out. Keeps them little man nice and protected. It's all of AK grouped up here in hall, so Nismo's going to make his way and try and unravel this a little bit more. Thrash slid past by Dante. Savano gets the better of Nismo here. It's up to Xander and VCJ in the 2v2. He's blinded. Xander's able to win that one, though. Now Nico getting close. Remember, Wingman got the spike down, so time absolutely of the essence. And Nico has to contend with this. Prowler goes digging. Comes up with Xander. Attempt to seize in the back of the box, but Xander. Oh, how do you win that, Nico? What a correction. Not just of aim, but also, of course, for All Knights. Finally getting 2 in a row.
Every round they've gotten has been... It's been a scrappy one in one way or another. It's either bad weaponry or a situation like that with one player stepping up. We've been talking a lot about the mental for M80. You could hear an aspect of that in the background, and that is the crowd being just a little bit on the side. of the LATAM team All Knights. Just a tad. Just a small amount of support for the Nico clutch. Dante's got that operator back.
Overdrive as well. So won't need a gun to be donated if it comes to retake. Xander's been fantastic on this M80 attacking side. Kuala Noob also huge impact.
Who's next?
Let's go have a gander. Let's see what's what. As we head over into Boba, Dante finds VCJ early, though Kuala Noob pops out behind the fold line. Dante just derails him, and it's hand-to-head stuff. But again, Xander, Mr. Consistent, keeps this one on the rails for M80 for now. And he goes down, and Ismo falls, and Verso
have retrieved the spike.
Stops them in their tracks.
I mean, Mr. Consistent, brother Adverso is alive. Actually, just the rock of this All Knights team. He has been so consistent this entire tournament.
What is that slide from Dante? It's just wrong. Like,
I mean, yeah, it actually is. Kuala Noob, there's going to be a tech pause because he needs a new monitor.
I saw him throw his head back.
Yeah, I think I saw the fist just go straight through the screen too.
Spike planted.
I mean, I'd be so furious. She's so frustrating to deal with that mobility. The fault line setup was perfect. C9 had this composition going earlier in the year, right? With Oxy obviously on the Yoru, having him pop in to follow up on that kind of util out of dimensional drift and the like. Net here has done his job so far this game, but this is a big one, and Adverso had to be him, huh? We'll be able to end the round of the half. All Knights, slow start, but get there 5 on defense.
I mean, even just on that jump up, he wins that duel. Adverso has just been such like a surprise, honestly, in this tournament. You know, had looked good within his region, and I had mentioned it at Lotus, but really one of the forgotten names of, you know, more of that early time of international tier 1 Valorant, playing with that first iteration of Leviathan that debuted. It was eventually removed from that roster and had just been, you know, a name kind of etched into the dusty tomes and not much more than that. And is resurfaced as a fantastic initiator. Really one of these surprises of this tournament for me. You know, you expect to see some of the young ranked demons making a name for themselves here, and they certainly have, but you know, a player that had fallen by the wayside from the top and is making a serious case to get right back there. You know, that's another part of Ascension and this circuit that is really cool to see.
Composure here required for M80. Really felt they were starting to run away with it. A very reasonable round total for them on the attack side, for sure. But that does sort of require them to go back and be just as solid, if not more, defensively. And yeah, I mean, I mean, just watching from Kuala Noob's point of view, it's crazy what we saw. And it's pretty common for tempers to flare in situations like that. Clearly, the monitor didn't have to be replaced, so there is that. That's handy.
Now, the last time these two teams played each other on Sunset as well, it went to OT. It was even, with both teams getting 8 attack rounds. So we'll have to see if 7 is going to be enough for M80. I mean, it needs not be said, but this composition from All Knights on attack is so strong. It is so hard to slow down on Sunset. You're basically playing a game of retakes.
Dante having a great game as per usual. Let's see what it does on this attack side now as All Knights again to secure their spot in the grand finals of Ascension 2024 and get it done in 3 by taking this map. It starts as it always does with the pistol, and M80 are all playing off of the B site entirely, trying to play at enough of a range where they can preempt this mobility from the Neon. Oh, that's beautiful from Kuala Noob. Great opener. And all of a sudden, he's back deep in A.
Then all of a sudden, they've got to walk in with no smoke. Sanders on the angle, but he goes down immediately. Dante so fast into market. Shut down, though. BCJ feeling the pressure, the utility, the fall, and the Prowler. A lot to deal with.
That's BCJ doubling his kills for the game right there. Just giving Dante enough space that he can react. Very, very important kill, that one. And it definitely means that All Knights have to look elsewhere. Still, despite losing a player early on, Tinchoff was able to get in deep. And remember what he was able to do on Haven. Such a threat with this Ghost, especially from an unexpected angle. Koala was ready for this one. Tinchoff. There's a push coming from Link. Got to give over a free kill, but there's Tinchoff again for 2. He's even the odds. BCJ's a little bit low, and Tinchoff needs to wait for Adverso to get there. It's unlikely M80 gives him that time, but here's Adverso. He arrives. One shot will do it, and he eventually finds the connection on BCJ. Oh, we're heading to an even game, folks. You can count on it.
In the rounds that are mattering the most, again, it's Adverso stepping up that late wrap, but Tinchoff too. They're just not being traded out. It's a common theme of the day, and we're going to keep harping on it. The individual skill from these guys on All Knights is just outrageous. How are they not getting traded? How are they winning back-to-back duels?
That one's going to hurt. M80 felt like they had the advantage. Looked good on the first picks. Dealt with Dante. And Kwanu found that early Sabando pick as well. Now they're relegated to Fisher Price weapons. There's that main smoke here. It looks like Nismo doesn't actually want to play up close in that corner. It's a position we've seen work time and time again. One that Xander loves to abuse on that B side.
Deep camera from net in. Yeah, just gathering some information. Tinchoff spotted, camera broken.
He's the player here that is going to set the tone for AK in this round. He's the ghost player.
Yeah.
He's going to hear all this.
Always so active on these round 2s when they win. The pistol goes down, though.
Here comes the hit onto the side now. Dante knows there's a little bit more lightly held, but 2 players pushing out of market. There's an opening here for All Knights. Xander somehow gets away with 3. It's so unlikely. And it always seems to be him. Sabano ready for the ghost? Absolutely bloody not. And now the 1 versus 1. Despite all this, Koala Noob has only got the Sheriff to work with. Spike in the hands of Nico Machine, but now Koala Noob's been spotted out. 25 to play. Koala Noob with patience here. That was a fake plant there from Nico, and he is adamant. Koala is going to come through from market. He's not wrong, but now his information's a little outdated. Is he ready for this play around the corner? That is great util use from Nico. He gets the early warning, and he's even the game.
It's just the timing on the haunt. It's just the adjustment that he forced Koala to make. If that didn't come out, if Koala was steadfast with the crosshair on the angle, peeking around it, you've got to favor him to take that kill right there. So much damage done. I mean, the determination on Xander right now to not go home.
He is dragging his team, kicking and screaming. He and Koala Noob. I mean, that is a huge round.
So, I mean, during the break between losing that second map, the weight of this game has put him in a mentality where he's stepping up. He's not being crushed by the fact that 2 years of work are 1 map away from just going up in smoke. He is refusing to lose. What is he, 21 for 8 right now? 3 kills with the Classic? It is just mad. They've got to shut this hit down.
This is a thrifty year for AK. I mean, their bonus was so rough that they've got a bucky, for God's sake. And yet Net is just locked out of the bunch over on B. Enough for All Knights seems to be more than enough.
Not only is Net down, not only does that, turn off that passive information gain, the denial of the Neon, one of the only enemies to the Neon, the tripwire. None of those to deal with. But Nico Machine living with 5 has the Nightfall. I'm sorry, are they going to dare try and sell a fake with it?
I mean,
that would be madness. It seems like they just want to use the Prowlers to try and make a note to M80 that they want to work back towards A, but M80 has not faltered from this B cycle. They have 3 players ready.
Here's BCJ, fault line comes through. Nismo, I think, was also near side of it. It's going to be Xander again. It always seems to be. Adverso with the Sheriff finds BCJ, having a nightmare of a game is BCJ, and Nismo fares no better. 3 up here for All Knights. Still no plant quite yet, but only Boba is the setup for M80.
Left.
Nico is still low, just at 5 points of health. That camera's good, but there's no check of the corner. Xander with 3.
Cover going out.
Xander fighting tooth and nail for this. Sabano keeps the stinger. And see Xander, he gets him. Oh no. M80. These rounds started to fall through their fingers. That was a thrifty for AK. So his fingers had a freaking bucky. And that was M80's buy round that they really waited on.
How much more can one man do? He's just too weak. He can't fight against a Stinger at that range. And even with 3 players, the site is just overwhelmed by the amount of utility that the All Knights comp can just explode into that territory with.
Xander cannot do more. He cannot do more.
Crushing. Crushing. And at the end of last map, I mean, it was BCJ that was trying to keep everybody's head in the game, and right now he's got to get his own bearings straight. Oh, what is he, 3-4 kills right now? He is really struggling. A veteran that has had dominant performances on the Tier 1 international stage back with XSET. It has made top 4s. Thinking back towards how that team performed at Champions a couple years ago, is trying to get back into the Tier 1 scene, just hasn't been able to find a space to do it. He's really got to rally.
Both coaches really getting in the ears of their players there.
And I mean, if there's one coach that knows a thing or two about playing with pressure, it is definitely Happy. The storied TAC FPS career he's had, how many tournaments he's played in, how many deep runs and wins that he's had over the years of his career. Just trying to instill everything he can into this team right now.
Sonic Fairly well for All Knights. Psychology graduate. Probably pretty handy in a game like this. Well, Noob here already taking some of that early damage. Not a buy to write home about here for M80. Definitely bargain bin level.
I mean, the way that this game has been playing out so far in attack, the attacking spawn barrier might as well just be a B main. There's just been no pressure. It's just been for free for All Knights every round.
I think this one will be so easily bought. M80 might look to set up a trap play here. Nismo's not fault line, but it's okay. With the Marshall in hand. Nismo, you can see him, how often he looks up at his minimap in the top corner of his camera is where his screen is. Wants to try and catch a rotate here. Player disadvantage for AK, but they've got the guns. Xander, though, looking dangerous. He has a Vandal in hand. Definitely investing in the right places are M80. Now it gets messy. Net falls down, but the flash was good. Nico Machine dead to right there. And Xander has to step out of Boba is brought down. 25 on the clock. This one doesn't fancy the Marshall anymore, I think. Sabane pulls out of there, though. Gives Nismo a bit of space here. He's got a timing. Bit of damage. Oh, not Haven all over again. Please, God. BCJ with the backstab is good. 2 shots, 2 to the head.
He's got the thrash, but it does get broken.
Dante here can win this 1v2. Nismo doesn't have the best weapon, but the Dizzy is good. Forces Dante away. Sees Nismo. Quick correction. 10 bullets left in the chamber now. The fault line catching on towards him. And M80. That is a hard-fought round. One to hang your hat on for sure.
We were just speaking his name, but what a time for BCJ to come to life. Only 3 kills before this round. 2 Sheriff headshots on the B main flank. The timing was perfect to the millisecond just then. Some distraction from Nismo, who with only the classic press forward off that audio cue, the teleport from Sabando, knew he had to take some space, had to create space off that, create an audio distraction for BCJ too. 2 versus 3. All of those rounds, any round like that, it feels like it was just always going the way of All Knights when things really get chaotic in the end. But goddamn, M80 needed that so bad.
Okay, so Operator here for Koala Noob and Dimensional Drift up. So likely, we actually don't see the ultimate here. So not something he can really pop out of with the op and go to town, although it would be fun. I don't think fun is really on the agenda for M80. It'd be fun to be in franchising.
That would probably be the most fun thing they could think of, yeah. Save that for ranked.
Here.
Xander diligently holding this one way. Sabando has been found here on a couple of rounds now. It's likely to be refreshed. There is a util, of course, with the flash AK through this. First the Prowler. This is going to slow them up. Can't use the fault line now. Great mosh pit from BCJ. Here's the slide. Out they come, and now the ground's going to be given up. M80 just sequentially want to fold back a little bit. Relay bolt catches on his end, though. We're trying to TP out. This is so messy. Rolling Thunder from Adverso. Looks like it actually caught on to Dante as he was ahead of the curve. My goodness. Xander. That is not what you want to run into there. So much util. And the Aftershock claims the star player for M80 in this map.
Absolutely dismantling that A setup, and now heroics required. Not going to be a hero today.
Timing really hurt KoalaNoob there. He had an opening. Adverso crossed. He still was able to find one. Perhaps trade up to a better weapon or a more suitable one here. Nismo getting riddled with shots. He stays out and away as long as he can. A fault line here might set up a push over into spawn. There's the flash comes from KoalaNoob. Still an operator in hand, but he's looking out. He's not trying for this anymore. Nismo at 3.3k is happy to see if he can get something for his trouble here. But All Knights aren't giving him that either, and so Nismo gives it up, walks away, and allow All Knights back into the lead on Sunset.
Can't say I'm sure exactly what happened in A main as far as the disconnect that occurred between BCJ and Xander. When Dante crossed after that mosh expired that BCJ had thrown on the ground, it looked like Xander just wanted to be on the retreat, but BCJ was awkwardly walking out into them, perhaps from being flashed up, thinking he was moving elsewhere. A bit tough to tell.
I mean,
but then frankly, what's more impressive was that what came after that, which was expecting Xander to get tucked into backside and punishing him with that C's Aftershock combo. That was lovely from All Knights.
And it's unclear if they're really tracking the Rolling Thunder there, because M80 opt to play pretty far forward and really play around that one way. Maybe they don't want to fall back to the site and get Rolling Thundered off of the site and forced into retake, but it's kind of still what happened anyway. I mean, the playbook here for All Knights has been spectacular. Whole series. So many different looks. This man on your screen, Sabando, has not had to, or not really had the opportunity here to really be a nuisance. Normally one of the most consistent players on this team. And dangerous indeed, but KoalaNoob has the operator. Punishes that walk up, and again, Sabando will be neutralized.
And that teleport away does a lot for Xander's hopes of getting some free kills here. Not expecting a second player in tiles. Surely it's just the Yoru, right?
Make it more. No, Dante able to shut him down. Very good at reacting here. Mechanically, so proficient, but now he has to cobble around together with just he and Adverso. Looks like M80 might be back in to parity here.
What a risk. What a risk to take on this round as well. Their economy was hanging in the balance here. I mean, still is hanging, obviously, but can't imagine that Dante and Adverso are going to walk away with this round. Intentions are just to save here.
Money is fine here, but it might also be making sure that Sabando can be given a rifle and still have all of his util and armor.
Those are the shots that KoalaNoob needs to hit with consistency, though, and it's those shots, those easy opening round shots are really what has made this M80 Yoru comp on Sunset so potent. They've won with it so consistently this year because he is able to just post up in any position and teleport anywhere else. He's just constantly resetting up on the proper angles, getting those easy kills.
It adds a bunch of different angles to his repertoire, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got to be worried about everything. You have to be worried about that op just being anywhere. I mean, this is just ridiculous, but even though Xander was only able to get one, the rest of M80, BCJ, they were ready to swing, they were ready to help and capitalize, crush all those players in mid, so
makes sense.
Still,
to attack
well
here
done
for AK, right? I think they are in a position to buy here well enough, but they are at risk of this lost round becoming 2 and putting M80 within striking distance of closing the map out. So we are definitely walking into the most pivotal map of this game, of this game so far. This round 19. It's All Knights economy teetering on the edge of obliteration, and M80 threatening here with this very inventive placement of KoalaNoob to continue to shock, to take All Knights by surprise, to sneak his first kills and thus the rounds away.
The operator will be so difficult for them to deal with. Kuala, he started this series a lot of attempts to op on the jet on Haven, the first map defense, and things were just not going his way. But when you put the op in his hands on Sunset with the Yoru, I've really never seen him crumble in these situations. This really just has been his map this year. And he's posted up now in B main with a couple potential targets to await him. Dante in that area of the map, but there was a fault line to force him back. Or could be, rather, from Adverso.
So they are. I mean, this exploration here for AK is very tentative. Well, who knows, he might have a free kill here. Obviously, he can get back out of here. Fault line is needed to force him off this line.
Escape crash expired.
Okay, flashed into it. He's stuck here for now. All right, into the dimensional drift now. This means he can get out, see all this action, but it doesn't mean the operator doesn't have a chance to chime in early in the round. Is he going to pop out of this? Okay, he doesn't. No worries. Dark cover there as well. So All Knights now losing a minute in the round and have done relatively little with that. No mid control here. Still playing so slowly around this one-way spot at A-long.
Yeah, at the moment, it's just that cam for mid to get the information if M80 are walking down themselves, but that is not the case. A dark cover and a prowler are thrown over to the A site now from All Knights.
Trying to celebrate.
Trying to feign that presence, yeah. But still.
The MIBR strat with the sky. Just throw the dog. Here they come.
Set up.
Hit by the paranoia as soon as they get to the side, though. Dante's in trouble. He's able to find him, and Xander steps ahead of that cyber cage. The Verso caught in the corner. He comes up second best as well. And Xander getting close to 30 after a staggering 19 rounds. That is awful quick. And just as they feared, All Knights now are in trouble.
It looked like M80 were just able to blind Dante. As soon as he tried to enter through the site, they had that cage pop forward, allowing Xander to press up. VCJ holding from back pillar. Just stuffing the All Knights at the choke. Ensuring they couldn't get past. That was really nicely handled. Need to look at the economy for a second when we're getting back into this.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 guns here, I think, available to All Knights. Obviously, M80 been sitting pretty, and that was really nicely done. They just choked out all information. Yeah, 3 rifles, all light armor for All Knights, and very quickly now getting, okay, finishing horn position, getting themselves in towards halls now. Kuala gets a free shot, though. That gate crash is already headed over to spawn here. And it looks like All Knights not trying to give it to him. They are really overthinking how to play outside of these operator sight lines, but Kuala is always in a different location. He's always mixing it up.
And if he needs to, that gate crashes all the way towards B, so he could get to that side of the map to assist if he's required to do so. M80 have some good map control right now. Xander's pressed up all the way in main. Might be in some serious danger, though.
Don't mind his angle, though.
No, because without saying, he's got to at least get one.
Relay bolt's a problem, though.
And if he does get one, he actually has his ult. He might be able to teleport out of there.
He does not see this. And this is not being cleared with util yet.
No, like they know it's possible, but they're not checking. Dante was holding it.
I think he's going to have this for free. He hears this prowler go out now. Xander activates. This is dangerous behind Adverso. And Xander finds his 3.
One enemy
Not
remaining.
even Dante could turn around and make something happen there because Net gets involved. And there it is, big brick by brick. M80 building their way back into the series, folks. A Blacklight flawless here in round number 20. And I don't even want to look at Xander's kill total right now.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for M80. Xander's laid 30 bricks of his own. he's got the wall, bro. I just don't understand what was happening in main there. You saw Dante holding the angle if someone was back there and they were going to peek out to the left. He's holding it. They just never cleared it. What a mistake. What an error. They have thrown that round away. Thrown it straight into the bin.
They don't want to give away their position, so they don't want to clear it with util. They don't go fast enough. Now, though, they're looking for a turn of speed. Again, the same issue. Kuala will be sat here, looking for a free pick. Even a shoulder pick could be dangerous, but
Face your fear.
this time they could bait the shot out at least. Nightfall over on the side, doesn't hit anyone at all. Prowler heading Kuala way, he's able to get out. Another missed shot still. He'll be allowed to play further. Dante there, chopping at the bit, trying to get off the leash. Let me get in there, he says. And now he's amongst the site. Got to be a full retake for M80, but they are with fire. They've got Thresh as well to make this work. Here comes Thresh straight away. Xander appears. It's going to be Nico going to be caught out by that instantly. And here's Koala Noob. That's 4 kills. And now map point comes up. There's that energy from M80. They've come alive.
He doesn't need to ask them for the energy. They're finally feeling it. What a great retake. And again, we were talking about it when this series began, and we haven't seen it until now. But those are the situations that M80 thrive in. Put them in a big 5 versus 5 set piece, and I will bet on them over any team in this tournament every single time. I will always give them that edge. I mean, look at the setup for Koala Noob to teleport into sight with the Thrash coming in, just collects all these free kills. There's so much chaos for All Knights that they just can't pivot their attention to that gate crash.
Looks like this
Koala Noob pushing down mid, gate crash still to teleport away.
Looks like this map's gotten away from AK now, Wyatt. Pinch off. Not a darn thing he could have done about that. Trying to play a very reasonable position in mid. Quite deep, in fact. Will be carved out of formation by M80. And now they back up. Just a little thrust. Koala put that on operator in hand this round, but still the same strategy. No gate crash set up just yet. But it will be easy for him to fall back off this fault line. There goes the gate. Still going to get busy. Dante slides on in, and he's met with a showstopper. Koala takes the Neon out of the picture, and now Net's able to play back here with full information as all Knights are lit by the neural theft. Not once, but twice, of course. Big Flash comes out. They're trying to clear that corner with the aftershock, but Net is good for another 2. And now he can back away. It's up to Sabando. The 9 and 18 Sabando, one of his quietest maps of Ascension, in fact, to take a 1v4 and salvage this. With the knowledge, of course, that Icebox is the next map in this best of 5.
An Icebox with a Neon will not be in play for Dante. It's Sabando versus every M80 player just locking down that angle. And that game was all Koala Noob and Xander. Part of that original core that have stuck together now 2 years to try and qualify for partnership together. They stepped up from the entire team. Everybody needed them to do so desperately. The opping from Koala Noob, the amount of multi-kills from Xander in pivotal rounds. What a performance. That's tough for Happy. That's tough. We'll just cut away.
Importantly, now,
someone else will dap him up.
With that map win for M80, All Knights are all out of Neon maps to play. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of this series is Icebox and Abyss. And obviously they need to win one of those to secure their chance at a final. All Knights, by the way, no strangers to being reverse swept in a very important game. Happened to them domestically. They were able to fight back there, but can they do it here? M80, they made a start. They got their map win. Now we head to Icebox after the break. Don't go too far. This one is heating up real quick.
I don't know, but like something like restricting your diet like the day before. I feel like I've definitely heard before, and I feel like, I mean, I kind of get like you're not eating like bad food, but like I think the guy took it to like a whole new extreme. Like you couldn't eat like anything, and then like before match time came, he ate this and that. It's like, bro, like come on, it's not that serious.
No. I think there are things that I can't really say, man. Like I have to keep it PG-13. Like they're weird guys out there. Like weird guys. Like people that don't eat, don't have breakfast, don't have lunch. People that use the same clothes for matches, like the repeat clothes. I'm hoping it's just the outside shirt and pants.
It's not really that crazy. I just find it really, really nice. My teammate, Luke Shaw, he's the same age as me, and he has a little diary. And like every time before a game, he writes down like all his thoughts and all his worries. He closes up and then he goes to the computer. And I find that really cool.
Like Silence has a good one. Silence just have to be the first on shower like every night before the game. If he doesn't be the first, he says, we're losing, you know, I have to take shower first, and that's it. It's a crazy one.
Well, people here are kind of weird, but yeah, it's pretty much like this. If we win, like we are playing 3 days in a row, right? For example, So if we win the first day with the same clothes, they're gonna use the same, pretty much the same. I hope the underwear is different. I really hope about that. But yeah, I think this is weird. There is a few guys that do this here.
Honestly, I've had very normal teams. I haven't seen anyone do anything like very crazy or weird. But I will say, like, some of my teammates, like you just said, they have to take a shower right before the match every single time, no matter what. And then the other guys, we just go for a walk and like stand in the sun for 15 minutes and just soak it all in, you know. But that's pretty much it. Even when I was on LAN, of like my other teammates, they didn't do too much besides just, you know, hop on, put on some music, get in the zone, and then do what you gotta do.
They say in life, there are no guarantees. They say a lot of stuff like that. Slow it down. Play it safe. Hedge your bets. So what? You gonna listen to that? You gonna stop because they can't guarantee you'll pull this off? No guarantee you'll win? No guarantee everything's gonna be fine? In life, you make your own guarantees. Nobody else will light your way. Start your own fire and keep it burning. And we guarantee you'll have one hell of a lifetime.